Hello and welcome to what maybe will be a short video. I am entering a contest. I haven't done this in a very long time, but I liked the questions, I liked the channel, and I just felt like, you know what, I can play along with this one. So, oh, and I've got a messed up hair up in my hat. Oh, my lord. Anyway, so this is MGK Boston. This is Mike. His video was with Patty. It's fun to watch. It's always fun to watch them together. This is the push to 1 trillion subscribers. So his expectations are low. So so if you could help him get to 1 trillion, that would be amazing. So I'm rooting for you, Mike. I'm rooting for you. So he did 10 questions, and I'm going to answer them the best that I can. He did a little different order on his video. I will post that video so you guys can see his response. I've seen a couple other responses, most notably Brian, Embryonic Robot. And yeah, so I will post the link to that video in the description, and let's just get going. So yeah, he did in a little different order than what was written. But it was just easier to print that out, and so I'm going in that order. I'm not going in the same order he did, but I'm going as how he wrote it down. So number one question, vacation. Where do you like to go? If you haven't been there, where would you go? So if I go on vacation, which doesn't happen very often, the last trips I've really taken have all been work related. I just noticed a picture fell off the wall. Sorry, that distracted me. We don't care about that, and we all know I don't edit. So anyways, vacation. So but if I do go someplace, I lived in Seattle for like 19 years. I'd love to go back there to see all my friends, or my urban family, as I like to call them. And if I can get to Seattle, it doesn't happen very often, maybe once every other year. Hopefully I'll be able to start doing that again more frequently. But yeah, I love going to Seattle. Reminds me of how much I loved my life there, but it also reminds me that I'm okay not being there anymore, but I definitely love seeing those people. They are a part of who I am. Where would I go? I've really never traveled. I've been to Canada and Mexico, but like, in Mexico, we won't go there because it was an accident. I ended up off a border. This is back in the 90s when they would just let you through, but that's a whole different story. I would love to go to UK. I'd love to go to, London, England, and just see all the sights and record stores. And I would also love to go to Japan so I can go to the 9 million story Tower Records. I know that seems silly, but that seriously is like on my bucket list. One of the things I want to do before I die is I want to go to that Tower Records in Japan. It just looks incredible. So, yes. So, number two, name a solo artist everybody seems to love, but you can't stand. Lana Del Rey. I don't know that I need to say anything more other than Lana Del Rey. I don't get it. She's boring. She's not very creative in my mind. If you love her, go ahead, love her. I personally don't. I will admit that there is a song that she does with Stevie Nicks that I actually quite like. Beautiful Problems, Beautiful People, something like that. That's where it starts and begins for me with Lana Del Rey. I don't get it. So, but we're not all supposed to love the same thing, right? And this is number three. Will probably piss a lot of people off, but I don't care. Name a band that everyone seems to love, but you can't stand. Led Zeppelin. I don't get it. I'm not saying they weren't inventive and weren't creative and weren't this wonderful band. I've just never really cared. I think it's probably because I was told I was supposed to love them. Oh, the greatest band in the world. You're supposed to and I'm like, it's really not my jam. And no disrespect to people, love them. Go ahead. That makes more Led Zeppelin records for you because I'm not trying to collect them, right? Look at it that way. But I love the stuff that Robert Plant did with Alison Krauss. So, I mean, there's kind of a happy medium balance there. I don't particularly love his solo stuff, but the stuff he did with Alison Krauss, I think, is just absolutely incredible. So, I mean, there's a little plus side there. Number 4, show a jazz album. No, I don't believe I own any. Seems like I'm just being very negative. It's just not for me. It's another thing. It's just not for me. But, you know, again, more power to you. This one I can get behind. Show a country and western album. So I may be being a little generic here by the artist I'm choosing, but there's a lot of other artists on this. So this is Willie Nelson, and this is To All the Girls I've Loved Before. And this is a album that he does duets with popular female country artists at the time. When did this come out? 2013. So it's got Dolly Parton, Miranda Lambert, The Secret Sisters, Roseanne Cash, Sheryl Crow, Winona Judd, Carrie Underwood, Loretta Lynn, Alison Krauss. I love No Mas Amor that he does with Alison Krauss. Oh, it's so beautiful. Mavis Staples, Nora Jones, Shelby Lynn, Emmylou Harris, Brandy Carlisle, Paula Nelson, that's his daughter, I believe. I don't know who Tina Rose is, but I do love the song that he does with Paula, Have You Ever Seen the Rain? I believe that is the Creedence Clearwater. But yeah, so country western album. Willie Nelson, look at him. Yeah, I really like this. There's some of the ones I'm like, nah, they're right. But let's see. Number 6, who is your favorite sports team or athlete of all time? No. I'll try to explain this. I grew up in a very small town where the entire community was wrapped around sports. And if you weren't a part of that world, you were garbage. And so it's left a very sour taste in my mouth when it comes to sports. To me, sports is almost like organized religion. It's just like, I get a little carried away about it. But more power to you. I mean, well, let's say Mary Lou Retton. I thought she was pretty great, right? She did the tumbles, she was a gymnast, right? Mary Lou, she's pretty great. Yeah, I probably really couldn't name any sports people. I just don't pay attention. It's just not my jam. Although this last year, I have watched more football in the last year than I have in my entire life. You know who you are that makes me watch the football. I tolerate it. I think a lot of it too, I just don't understand. I don't understand the allure, but you know what? People probably don't understand my allure and my love for Dolly Parton or Jenny Lewis or things. So we're not all meant to get things. It's just not my jam, but you know, love you if you love the sports balls and all the other sports things. Good on ya. All right. So this next one, shout out to a newer vinyl community member. I haven't seen a lot of like newer ones pop up, but I feel like he needs to be mentioned because, and I've mentioned him as I did a thread of his, but I feel like his subscribers, whatever that word is, because it's still early and I haven't had enough coffee. I feel like it's way too low for the content of his channel because he really talks about things that are very interesting. And a lot of the stuff he talks about, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I mean, he did like a singles, like a 45 thing of 45s that he owned from like the 80s and stuff, and I was like, I knew most of them and I got very excited. So Ed at On My Turntable, I will put the link to his channel. It'll probably be his most recent video, but I think Ed is great and I don't understand why he does not have more subscribers. Like, get on it, people. So let's see, there's only 2 more. Show Wait, I think I missed one. Oh, I did. So now I'm going to be out of. I missed number 7. Share a concert memory. And I've chose a couple different artists and just kind of wanted to. First is Erasure. And I started listening to Erasure. Their debut album Wonderland was out. So this is a band that I've actually been listening to since the very beginning, or group, if you don't want to call them a band because it's synth pop. But and it wasn't until 2003 that I actually saw them live. So I mean, The Circus was the first album that came out that I like. It was their first new album because it was into Wonderland when I heard who they were. This is really cool. This is the Circus Tour, which, oh, funny, Circus Tour. And this is live in Hamburg. This was, you had to buy these separately. And I managed to find this all together at this place in Seattle. And I paid like $4 for this. And it's 3 records. So it's really cool. And to have the sleeve that because they were all sold individually. But we don't care about that, right? We just want to talk about Erasure. The coolest thing about seeing Erasure, the first time I saw them, I think I've seen them 4 or 5 times now, was my friend Shane, who Erasure is the group he had it written on his notebook in high school. That is the group that brought us together as friends. And the first time I saw them, the first time he saw them, he flew to Seattle. We saw him at the Paramount Theater. And I mean, I'm a huge Erasure fan, but I'm peanuts compared to the love that Shane has for Erasure. How much he loves them. He has everything that pretty much has ever been released, CDs, vinyl. He's the There's no bigger Erasure fan than Shane. And so the concert was amazing, and it was like a greatest hits tour, I think. So that was a good way to kind of to start off with the first time that we saw them. Also Paramount, fairly small venue. But watching him, just the joy that was beaming off his face, and you could feel it, and he's just singing and dancing and so excited and passionate about what he's seeing. And to me, that's the greatest moment of seeing that show, is seeing my friend just so freaking happy that finally, and getting to share that moment with him was fantastic. My friend Christy was with us as well, and that was awesome. So next one, I'll quickly talk about them. I've seen them 3 times. Interesting, twice. It was the same band. So I first saw them in '99, I believe it was, and Echo and the Bunny Men. It was actually for this album tour, Flowers, and Psychedelic Furs opened up for them. Flash forward like 10 years, I saw them again, and Psychedelic Furs opened up for them. So, big Echo and the Bunnymen fan. I loved seeing these 2 bands together. I remember when we saw, I think it was at the Moore, when we saw Echo and the first time, which I was with my friend Christy. And, her and I, bad habit, smoke all the time. Non-smoking in there, but Ian smoked cigarettes through the entire show. I'm like, how is he allowed? Like, this is a non-smoking venue. How is he allowed to smoke on the stage? Now, they probably wouldn't allow that now. Again, this was like 1999, but yeah, so that was number 7. I already did number 8. So number 9, show an album by a Canadian artist. I just grabbed 2. It's probably generic, but that's okay. I do adore both. Sarah McLachlan, I have only seen her once. This is really cool rarities and B-sides, so I just wanted to show maybe something a little different of hers. And it has her cover of Dear God on it, which is just incredible. And some other stuff. It's got I Will Remember You on it. It's got some remixes. Pretty cool. But I adore Sarah McLachlan. I wish I could have seen her last tour because she did Fumbling Towards Ecstasy in its entirety. This is my favorite album of hers. And then my other Canadians would be Tegan and Sarah. And I just adore them. This is the first album. The first song I ever heard by them was I Hear Noises, and I was just instantly obsessed with them. And I have also seen them in concert once. So that kind of falls in line with the concert stuff as well. And lastly, happy birthday! Show an album from the year that you were born. Well, I'm going to show you 3 just because it's fun. I just got this last year. Jason gave that to me. And it's got a pretty little hype sticker. This is Dylan. Bob Dylan. I've talked about Bob Dylan a lot this last year. I used to hate him. I not hate him. I couldn't get past his voice. But I'm appreciating Bob. I'm still not a huge fan, but I'm appreciating him a lot more than I used to. But this is fun. I mean, this has got, I think this album did not do very well. It has his version of Can't Help Falling in Love. Also has his version of Mr. Bojangles, which I quite enjoy, but I still really think I like Nina Simone's version the best. Yeah, I gotta find that picture that fell off the wall. Sorry. Yeah, so Dylan. Now, this brilliant piece of wonderfulness that came out, so these came out 1973. Yeah. Brady Bunch with the phonographic album. I mean, this is incredible. And the copy I have, I don't want you to be jealous of how this has been rained on. Somebody's dog maybe ate part of it, or maybe the person who used to own it was hungry and ate part of it. This cover is tragic, but it kind of like, with it being the old-timey photograph thing, it kind of falls in line with that. The vinyl itself is actually pristine. The label has some watermarking on it, but other than that, and some bubbling, I mean, I paid $1.50 for it, so I'm not gonna, and it's just fun. You know, I mean, and it opens up with Zuckerman's Famous Pig. Oh, wow, look at him now, Zuckerman's Famous Pig. Some beautiful covers of I'd Love You to Want Me. What else is on there? Summer Breeze Makes Me Feel Fine. I mean, songs that the Brady Bunch kids should not have been singing. And it also has Gonna Find a Rainbow. Find a rainbow in the sky. Oh, lordy lord. Brady Bunch thinking that they could do music. It's all I need. It's just fun to say I have a Brady Bunch. If you want to talk about Brady Bunch versus Partridge Family, music-wise, Partridge Family wins. And the last one, because it came out that year, and it's a really great album. It's not my favorite of his. That would be Captain Fantastic and Dirt Brown Cowboy. But yeah, Elton John with Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. All 3 came out the year of my birth. Fun. All right, so this is fun. Yeah, Mike, MGK Boston, I hope you get to your trillion. Help him out, people. Come on. He has a wish. He has a dream. Help him with it. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Leave me some comments. And yeah, and subscribe to Ed at On My Turntable. Both will be in the description. Both links in the description. And thanking you.